This man waited 38 years for a miracle healing, and it never came until he had one encounter with Jesus. In John chapter 5, we get to a place called Bethesda, which was a pool in Jerusalem that people were going to get healed. So many disabled people stayed around this pool at all times because they believed that the water was healing them. Verse 5 says, one man was there who had been an invalid for 38 years. Verse 3 describes what an invalid is and says, blind, lame, and paralyzed. This physically disabled man stayed at this pool for 38 years in hopes of being healed. Look what verse 6 says. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am going, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Get up, take your bed, and walk." And what do you think happened immediately after he said those words? And at once the man was healed, and he took up his bed and walked. As I read this chapter, I noticed something crazy. John chapter 5 verse 4 is gone. So let me read you what verse 4 actually says in the King James Version. "For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool, and troubled the water. Whoever so then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had." So according to the research that I was able to conduct, that Bible verse has been removed in some translations because Bible scholars believe that that was just a scribe's additional footnote explaining what happened in verse 7 where he says, "No one can help me get into the water once it's stirred up." But all of that stuff is not really that important to the moral of the story. And I say that to say whatever it was, whatever reason people were waiting on this water to heal them, the point is they were looking to something of the world to do something miraculous. But the point of this story is that we have everything we need, whether we can physically grab it or not. And that is a direct line to the Father through Jesus Christ. Jesus himself offers this man healing, to which this guy humbly accepts, immediately gets up and walks away. So whatever miracle you need done in your life, whether you've been dealing with it for 38 minutes or 38 years like this man, all it takes is one encounter with Jesus. I pray this video helps you understand just a little bit more about who Jesus was, why his life matters, and how it applies to you. And I will see you tomorrow for day 6, where we will learn just a little bit more about Jesus together. God bless.